You're ready? You really are?
A roasted peanuts guy.
Roasted peanuts.
The defense could use a little bit of improvement, too.
See this afro? We brought this afro out for a reason.
Is it the planners?
Oh, Lord help him.
I'll tell you something about public schools.
Now, tomorrow we'll be talking about the Detroit Lions.
There were penises in my math book.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Qwan Young, and welcome to the Qwan Show.
What's going on, everybody? Oh, my goodness. You can't see me. Something happened. That's par for the course with me and this show. You are on the Qwan Show. I'm here somewhere. All of the camera systems have obviously failed. So I'm not going to try to, talk through it. I'm going to have to work this out while talking to you. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate those who did tune in. That was the fastest couple of hours in my life. I decided about an hour and a half ago that I was just going to go live. And I have been stressed out since. I've been in the bathroom crying and throwing up. But we're here, and what more can you ask for? We're here on the Qwan Show. Today, we got a great slate of NFL games. First of all, the MVP is playing in about 30 minutes. I know you guys are probably sick of the Stafford talk, but so what? That's what you tune in for. I had to watch him in Detroit all those years. Finally get to see greatness on a good team. There's an emotional involvement there for me with Matthew Stafford. So, you guys are going to have to watch me and listen to me project about how great he is because, I'm that great. We got Buffalo at Miami today. We got the Raiders going to Pittsburgh. We got the 49ers taking on the Eagles. Texans versus Browns. Broncos versus Jags. Saints, Panthers. Rams versus Colts. You already know what's going on there. Patriots and Jets. Cincinnati versus Chicago. Falcons and Buccaneers. Vikings and Cardinals. Titans and Seahawks. Cowboys, Chargers. Wow, there are a lot of games. Chiefs and the Ravens. And finally, those loser-ass Lions are taking on the Packers on Monday night. I don't know too many people who are excited for that game. Hopefully we get this camera to get back up here. I'm absolutely not excited for that game because the Lions stink and they've stunk for a long time. And, it's kind of, a breathtaking realization that maybe people were right about those. There we go. Maybe people were right about those same Matthew Stafford Detroit Lions because we saw Jared Goff get empty stats and fall short of a comeback, which is what people told me Matthew Stafford did all the time. But I know better because I watched that game and I was embarrassed because Jared Goff can't throw the ball downfield. It's something that's been reiterated and stated time and time again. And I never fully watched a Rams game when he was in L.A. So seeing him struggle to complete 10-yard outs and throw check downs, that's good. That's going to be tough. So if you got DeAndre Swift on your fantasy team, you're probably going to end up good. But the Lions stink. I expect the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. I expect them to handle business on Monday. But today, we're going to talk about this early slate of games. I wrote some notes here. Listen, man, if you're tuning in on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, share this. We're going to do some call-ins here at about the last 10 minutes of the show. Listen, I'm only one man. The call-in station is over there. I got to be at the desk, so I got to move and everything, but thanks for bearing with me. Let's start. So first of all, I'm learning betting still. This is episode 2 of the Qwan Show, and if you tuned in to this used to be my YouTube channel, you watched the Qwan Show episode 1, drop a line, go back and watch it until you like it. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me what I could do better. Tell me more things that I can include in the show. I love it. But I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to understand odds and totals and spreads and bets. And, it took a long time. Math is not my strong suit. If you watch Last Word Cheetah, it's, I'm not a real math guy, as Waka Flocka once said. But things are starting to make sense. It's a fun journey. Yesterday, I actually bet one of Preston's bet, the money line underdog round robin. And thanks to Vitek, I'm down $25. I could have had, a couple grand, but that's neither here nor there. I did put Sparty on the ticket, and they won for me. So thanks, Vitek. Last week, I bet some bad bets. Now, I'm starting to learn some things that I probably shouldn't do 16-leg parlays. The chances of them hitting are really, really low. Like, nobody told me that. I had to learn that on my own. I couldn't even do the 16-leg parlay on the ticket because you can't do it. So I did an 8-leg parlay and a 7-leg parlay. I went 8 and 7 on my money line pick'ems, which I absolutely have to stop doing money line pick'ems because it's a coin flip and a little bit more, with the implied probability. That's something that I still don't know. If you want to teach me about implied probability, hit my line. I learned a little bit from FTN and Benny Ricciardi, his article talking about implied probability and the odds and what the juice and the VIG means. So I'm well on my way to understanding what's going on, but there's still a little, learning curve that I need to get to. So just a quick recap. In week 1, Dallas left too much time for Tampa Tom. The Seahawks dealt some hard knocks to the Colts. Jacksonville Jag won against Tyrod Taylor's Texans. And many believe Urban Meyer is ready to fight on. The Eagles soared. Lightning struck in Washington. The Bills Mafia tasted hot steel. The Niners held off a late rally in Detroit. And in Cincy, Burrow's back and his Bayou Bengal buddy boomed. And the Bengals sunk the Vikings in OT. Sam Darnold got his revenge against the Jets. The Titans fell off a cliff. That's a good one right there. The Browns fell just short at Arrowhead, and Tua took the tide tilt. Vic Fangio got his first head coaching victory in the month of September. And Jameis, who I was on all summer, Jameis ate a W as Aaron Rodgers kept putting the ball in jeopardy. We're on it today. Thanks, Schwab. The Rams ran away with one on Sunday night. And the week ended with the Raiders hitting the jackpot. Now, I loved last week's action. Everything was good. You got a thrilling game in Detroit with the comeback. The Falcons look bad. I know Falcons fans, Tom Davis, he calls into the show on Last Word Cheetah. He's been talking about how bad the Falcons are, and they looked it. So, we'll talk about that in a bit when I get to my picks for today. One of the surprise teams that I think shocked a lot of people. I think it was kind of just because who they were playing, but Tyrod Taylor and the Texans, they went out there and, man, they showed up. And you got to play with who's on the field and you got to play with who's in front of you. The Jaguars stink, in my opinion. Like, Urban's going to be out of there pretty soon. So, shout out to the Texans. I don't think they hang with the Browns today, but, I think I took the under on Last Word Cheetah for their season win total. I think it was at 4.5, and I took the under. I'm kind of worried about that. I also took the under on Jamar Chase at 1,050 receiving yards for his season total, and I'm kind of worried about that one too. So there are a bunch of teams that surprised me last week with their play and some of the players. The Bills and the Steelers look decent. I didn't like the way Ben looked, but that defense, TJ Watt, everybody talks about the interior line and the O-line play, D-line play, and the trenches. That's important, man. Each week, if you can find a team that can put pressure on the quarterback, that's it. That's the solution to winning in the NFL. You either have a great quarterback or you have a defense that can put a great quarterback under pressure, because everything about football is about rhythm. It's about timing. You got quarterbacks, wide receiver. That's basically just routes on there. So if you can disrupt that timing between quarterbacks and receivers, you got yourself a good defense. So I want to see what Pittsburgh is going to do today against the Raiders. Now, watching that Monday night game, Derek Carr is Derek Carr, man. He played like trash for a good 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter he turned it on. He got some good looks in coverage where cover one, they started running a bunch of bunch sets where you're getting rub routes and you're getting misdirections. Everybody's rubbing off each other. So that last touchdown, it was a cover one. It was a rub route. They were in a bunch set. Marlon Humphrey just got beat by alignment because, you got two guys stacked on top of each other. There's no way you're going to make that play unless you got help. So I don't know. I don't think the Raiders are going to fare well today against Pittsburgh. It all depends on which Ben shows up. So I'm looking for something out of Derek Carr. I think I saw that Mariota's on the IR. So that's something that, you got no relief or no alternate game plan with Derek Carr coming in. But it is something to look into. And another team that surprised me last week, the Cardinals. How about the Cardinals? Listen, I think there were a lot of people riding the Titans high because they got Julio. They got Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill, he had that fabulous season. He was either last year or the year before. I think it was last year. But the Cardinals went out there and Chandler Jones got 5 sacks, man. And once again, it's that pressure up front that makes quarterbacks make bad decisions. I think they held Derrick Henry to 58 yards rushing, and that's tough because he's one of the most productive backs in the NFL. So you're getting that. You're stopping their. If you stop their running game, you take away you don't fall for the play action pass. You can do what you like to do in the secondary. So the Cardinals really surprised me last week, and the Seahawks. They're still the Seahawks. They went to Indy. Russell Wilson. Listen, I was a big Russell Wilson hater for the longest time. I just thought he was a glorified running back. He ran around and did what a lot of quarterbacks do now, which they really have to. And he was escapable. He would buy time, and he would just chuck it downfield. But I think after that, a few years after that Super Bowl loss, I started to come around to what he can do. And, man, if he has time, he can chuck it. If he needs to buy time, he can chuck it. He's accurate, and he's a leader. Quarterback to me is the most important position on the field. They're the only player that touches the ball every play. They have to be a leader. They have to know everybody's position. They have to know everybody's route. They have to know what the defense is doing. Like, it's a lot. So I think Russell Wilson is beyond that elite quarterback status, and I do want to apologize for all the negative things I said about you, except for that Super Bowl stuff. That was all you. That was a bad throw. What else we got? The Browns and Kevin Stefanski, I don't want to say dominated the Chiefs, but they were in control all of the game. But what can you do, man? Patrick Mahomes, it's those one-play drives, those two-play drives that they're capable of at any time that you worry about. So you gotta keep scoring. You gotta stay aggressive. Kevin Stefanski stayed aggressive, and it just boiled down to Baker being under pressure, making a bad decision, and not getting out of it. Sam Darnold, he got his revenge game. I don't like Sam Darnold in Carolina. I honestly think P.J. Walker has more upside because of what he did last year and his ability. Like he's escapable. He has a good arm, and he makes good decisions. So I don't know about the Carolina Panthers with Sam Darnold under the helm, but that's why I don't coach in the NFL. Now Tua looked good last week. They beat the Patriots. He didn't really do much to change my mind on him, and I don't think he did much to change any of the other doubters' minds. But he managed the game well. He threw the ball where he needed to, when he needed to. He got a touchdown with his leg, so you can't really ask for more than that. And my boy Jameis, he can't listen. If there are any eye doctors out there who are willing to work on me, listen, I got contacts in. I got astigmatism in both eyes. That would do a lot for me in my life. So getting LASIK was all of his problems, all of his solutions. I like the Saints, man. The Saints have a great defense, and they did what they needed to do with the Jeopardy host, who is going to tell you to relax. Like I said, I think he's going to bounce back on Monday against the Lions. The Lions' worst defense. They can't stop the pass. They can't stop the run. They're just there. The Lions just show up. So I look for Green Bay to bounce back. And then I think I didn't hit on the Ravens. Injuries, man. Injuries. You can't really show up with like new running backs and expect things to go well. But I think Lamar held his own in the pocket with Villanueva is a fucking liability. Oh my God. Like a real liability. So they're going to have to do a lot to keep the pressure off Lamar Jackson if you want him to sit back in the pocket and throw, because that rush off of the edge is crazy. It goes crazy. So I look for I don't know how they'll fare today or tonight, against the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to pull it out. I took the Chiefs on against the spread. So let's get into some of my picks for today, and then I'll get over to the production area, and we'll talk to some of you. I don't know who's really watching right now. This is all just me praying that the next 12 minutes goes by fast so you guys can get to your games and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. But up first, like I said, we got the Dolphins or the Bills going to Miami. Now, the Bills are laying 3 points the last time I checked to the Dolphins, whom Josh Allen is 5-1 against. And, last week he was under pressure, like I said, from the Pittsburgh front four, and it took him a while to settle down. But, I think this week he's going to turn it around. The Dolphins didn't really get too much pressure on Mac Jones. They sacked him once, and he was under duress, but I think he got the ball out really quick. He's got a quick release, and he was throwing out there. So I like the Bills laying. I think it's either 3 or -3.5 on the road. They're going to get in the win column this week. I think they win straight up too as a money line pick. The Raiders, once again, coming off a big win. Derek Carr didn't look good, and I'm still not sold on the Steelers, but I think they win here because of that defense. Now the 49ers and Eagles. It was a tale of two games last week. Now, the 49ers saw the Lions come back, and it was empty stats, man. You play prevent, you try not to get beat deep because that would make the game even more tight ass. So I think Jimmy G played well for playing the Detroit Lions, one of the worst defenses in the league, but I don't think he's going to be enough, and I look for Trey Lance to be moved into the starting position sooner rather than later. And in Philly, they were coming off a blowout win against Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Jalen Hurts, 3 touchdowns, 77% completed passes, and he had a quarterback rating of 126. Now, they keep things simple for Jalen Hurts. For young quarterbacks, you don't want them throwing the ball downfield all willy-nilly over the middle of the field, reading things wrong. So they threw a lot of screens at him, a lot of bubble screens, a lot of step screens, things to get the ball out quick and get the ball in the hands of his weapons, because he has weapons. They got speed over there. So I like the Eagles. When I was writing this, they were plus 135 dogs on the money line, and I think they beat the 49ers in Philadelphia. I don't think the Niners lost Raheem Mostert. I think they're starting running back. They lost Jason Verrett, starting corner, and to me, they just didn't look like they had it. Like Jimmy G fumbled on the first play of the game, and they were playing the line. Like, that's a lot of what happened. They didn't look tuned in, so that's one game that I think that the Eagles are going to take it as a dog. And once again, I touched on how the Browns looked last week, and the Texans, they showed up, but, they're 12.5-point favorites. I would go with the money line in Cleveland. After that Lions last week, I'm not trusting 12.5. Anything could happen. The Broncos and the Jaguars, those are two teams, or the Broncos I didn't touch on. I think the Broncos take care of business. Look, Teddy B, I thought it would be Drew Lock. Teddy B protected the ball. He threw the ball over top. He had a couple of drops where, they're putting up more points. They look good on defense. Von Miller looks great again. And Urban Meyer was talking about the USC job this weekend. So I don't really think that their head is where they need to be. Trevor Lawrence is probably going to be in hell again. So get ready for that. It's a learning curve in the NFL. And then we got the Saints and the Panthers. Once again, I like New Orleans here. That defense is good. They were wreaking havoc. And I think Jameis, now that he can see, he sees his mistakes. Yeah, I'm on it today. I think Jameis, I don't think he has the same touchdown output. I think it's a little, they probably run a little bit more and make it a little more balanced, but I like Jameis and Jameis and the Saints against the Panthers. Rams and the Colts. You already know what the fuck going on. I'm here in this jersey for a reason. Matthew Stafford. Look, Preston was talking shit all week. Him and Drew, they like the Colts at -4. I don't see it as that close. I think if you're talking defense, like Carson Wentz, he's coming off of surgery. He wasn't in rhythm. He probably hasn't worked his receivers as much. He's coming to a new team. I still think they have a few weeks until they get things together. So obviously you're going to bet the Colts because this is going to bite me in the ass. But I like the Rams here. I think Stafford has a modest game. He may not throw for 3 touchdowns. He may throw an interception this week. Last time he played the Rams, I think in Detroit, I think he went 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. They were getting blown out though, so those might have been those empty stats you guys talk about. But I like the Rams here at -3.5. We got about 9 minutes. I'll get over there in a second. The Patriots and the Jets. New England, they outgained and outperformed Miami, but those 2 fumbles cost them. I look for them to get back on track with a lowly Jets team covering the -6. Cincinnati and Chicago is another game. Look, man, I want to say this, and I know you guys all agree with the sentiment. There's nobody out there in this world except maybe Andy Dalton, Andy Dalton's wife, and Andy Dalton's family that think Andy Dalton should be in the game. So get Andy Dalton out of there. Get him out of there. I'm going with Cincinnati +110 on the money line. Falcons and Buccaneers, Brady to God. I think Matt Ryan and the Falcons, they'll put up points, but ultimately that pass rush, that front four, Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh, holy hell. Buccaneers, once again, they're favored to win by 12.5. I like the total at over 51.5. I think both, like I said, Matt Ryan, I don't think he's a slouch. I think he's going to put up points at least. This time around, I think they're going to get the ball out quick, the same way that the Cowboys did versus the Buccaneers. But because, man, Vita Vea, listen, if you go back and watch that game, he was cooking the center, like in the backfield, penetration immediately. I spoke on how, Cardinals were a surprise team for me. I'm taking them at -3.5 favorites against Minnesota. I do not like that Kirk Cousins. I think that it might be a one-team race in the NFC North, and that's just by default because, what are you getting out of the Vikings? Titans and Seahawks, I like Seattle, -6.5 at home. Cowboys and Chargers. Now, for this game, I think if the Cowboys can find a way to get Zeke the ball. Antonio Gibson had 90 yards rushing against the Chargers in week 1. I think Zeke is a better running back than Antonio Gibson. I think that the Chargers can be run on, and that's what we're looking at. I think I think Justin Herbert's going to have another great game. He struggled a bit playing in front of a crowd for the first time, but he's been if he's the Justin Herbert of last year or even when he brought it on last week, I think they're going to fare well. Once again, I like this total too over 55. It just depends on the game. If the Cowboys come out and they're running the ball, it's going to hit under, I believe. If they can't get a rushing game going, just put it in Dak's hands. Dak was playing last week. Chiefs and Ravens, once again, they're the Chiefs. The Ravens are decimated. I'm going to take the points here because, you never know what's going to happen. I don't think that the Chiefs are going to be out of sync or anything. The new O-line kind of held up, but, whatever. And then once again, finally, Monday Night Football game, the Lions stink, and that's pretty much it. So we do viewer videos here. I wanted to incorporate you guys in some of my misery now that I am a dedicated Los Angeles Rams fan, and I don't have to deal with that Detroit Lions mess. But I did get, let me find something here. I did get something from a Chicago Bears fan for our viewer video of the week. Got to see if I can find it. Things should be ready, Qwan. But DJ, where you at? DJ called, or he sent the video in, and he is not happy with Sir Matthew Nagy of the Chicago Bears. DJ's a Bears fan, and as soon as I can get this up, I'll be at the desk when this ends. I really don't think that I'm going to get to take calls today. Look, this show was planned out in the last hour. I think I did a pretty good job. And I think you think that too. There's nothing you can say that's going to deter me from thinking that either. So I'm going to end this show with DJ's rant. And I want you guys to always remember that the only way to gamble responsibly is to win. Next week, it'll be a little more fine-tuned. There'll probably be some more produced elements. But thank you for tuning into the Qwan Show. Oh, man, I can't get where we at. This is a struggle, guys. Do. Come on, Qwan. Figure it out. All right, I got you guys. Here we go. We're going to end with this Chicago Bears rant. DJ, if you're out there, I'm sorry you got to deal with that stuff.
Hey, what's up, Qwan? Man, I want to talk about Matt Nagy. I'm really tired of this dude. Like, he needs to go or figure something else out. Since 2018, the Bears has not had a top 10 offense, and he always got that stupid card that says BU. And right now, him being him is like trash. 14 points against the Rams. And then after the game, they asked him all these questions, and he got this stupid look on his face, and he just like clueless. So y'all finally figure out how to run the ball. David Montgomery was top 5 from y'all's scrimmage last year, and so that was good. Then y'all ran the ball against the Rams, which is tough, and y'all don't do play action pass. Like, y'all should have a bigger sample of play action pass, more creativity. And since Nagy been there, the creativity been like these stupid reverse screens, these bubble screens, all this other dumb stuff that don't work. And since 2018, when it was like 9th, the league has caught up with him, and he has not made any adjustments. Like, I'm really tired of him. Fields coming in and scoring, that was cool, but that's not like the main point of this. They gonna do whatever plan they have for Fields, and so that's fine. But him calling plays, him scheming, him doing all those different type of things, like, it just doesn't make sense. And so the game against the Bengals will be telling, because the Bengals are not that good. Nobody is really worried about the Bengals, and this guy's supposed to be an offensive guru, and we haven't seen it yet. So I'm really tired of Matt Nagy. He don't really make too much sense. And, yeah, man, like, get him out of here.
Get him out of here. That's it for the Qwan Show. I don't know how long this thing has been. Here we go. That's it for the Qwan Show. I'll see you guys next Sunday.